Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the March 6th Accounts Payable Committee for Lenawee County Government. I would entertain a motion to approve. First of all, I'd call the meeting to order, and then I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes of February 20th, 2025.
So move.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martis, supported by Administrator Murphy. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Those minutes are approved. And we'll go right into the review and approval of accounts payable vouchers. So let's do our review first, and we're starting with the run on 2/25 of 2025. Questions?
I only have two, page 5, IT. I see these Dell marketing expenses, 33,000 and so forth. I presume that's just new equipment.
Yes, every year they update computers to keep ahead of it. So this is just the computers they need to complete that project.
Got it.
So I had that on my list too. So I take it we have a plan where we rotate and do so many of them every year. Go ahead, Administrator Murphy.
This is part of your capital improvement plan. So if you recall back, the IT division of the capital plan has a number of projects. One of them is the annual upgrade of computers throughout the county. So this is just the upfront cost to purchase those computers so that they can get those implementations started.
So, and my question's more about, it's certainly not computers that are 1 year old. They're kind of like,
5 years.
okay, and so then they rotate, so you're not.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. I had that too. Thank you, Kevin.
And my only other one in this run is page 8, sheriff jail, similar. It's inmate tablet usage. Is that we pay a fee obviously to somebody so they can have access?
So the inmates pay for usage of the tablets. However, we go through another company, so we have to put a portion of that revenue back to that company.
Got it. That's all I have on this one.
Questions? I had that one for one of my first ones too. The tablet one. So I've got one on page 3. I just happened to notice the Department on Aging had like 3 manpower charges up to the tune of like $6,000. Usually it's like one item there. Was there something going on there?
It was just for 3 separate weeks. It must have just landed in a way where normally we have 2 and we got 3 this check run. But
Oh, okay, so they're each
they're-
one a week. So I got you. So there's a number of them. Okay. They're pretty typical, right?
Yes, this is a typical expense.
On page 4 of that run, emergency management West End stop grant support for $8,600. Can somebody field that one?
Yes, this is a grant to support security in schools around the county.
Okay, so usually grant support, I mean, this is an expense, right?
Yes. I
So the
believe
money
that-
came in from a grant and it's going back out or something?
Yes, I believe that is the case. Going to a company to facilitate those.
Schools.
Yes.
Did you have something, Administrator?
No, I was just going to indicate that this is the grant that Craig Tanis has brought this before the commissioners. I think it was last year sometime. And he will often search out grants through Homeland Security or other avenues to provide the purchase of equipment to be supportive for schools, local emergency management and such. I don't recall what this specific expenditure included, the items that are included in this one. But this is pursuant to whatever it was that when he originally presented the stop grant that he was going to utilize it for. So he's purchasing what he needs and then it will be reimbursed by the stop grant.
Gotcha. Very good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Page 5 of that run on prosecuting attorney, I take it Arnold Allison is an employee of the prosecuting attorney's office?
I get that. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and that was for, I take it out of state travel or out of county travel?
Yes, I believe that is for a conference that she attended.
Okay, very good. And on the last item on that page, 16-215, Jackie Wise, I take it that's for a conference too?
Yes, I believe so.
Thank you.
I might make one comment. You are going to, over the next, well, from now until probably late fall, this is when all the conferences start going on. So a number of the departments will be attending various types of conferences. So you're going to see
Lots of,
conference expenditures, mileage reimbursement, hotels, that sort of thing over the next number of months.
well. And those are, I mean, the commission welcomes our people going to those. I know how beneficial those are. I know when you guys go, a lot of the ideas and help comes back from, so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel on a number of things. So I'm glad people are attending those.
And we also build that expenditure into the departmental budgets. So that's already included.
Good. On page 7 of that page, I'm not a mechanic, but I take it it's cheaper to replace an engine on a vehicle than buy a new car. We replaced a engine for what? How much was it here? Big money.
74, 46.
Yeah, 7,500 bucks, yeah. Is that a,
I would have to reach out to the sheriff's department to get those exact numbers, but I believe that they would have done what is most economically efficient.
so it's for, is it for a patrol car? Is that? I'll see the sheriff today. I'll ask him about that. That's fine with me. Unless somebody else.
I am not certain, but it does look to be unit 2168, which I believe would be a patrol car.
So there is, unfortunately, with that's our largest fleet.
I get worried. when
Sheriff's
the
office.
Administrator starts with unfortunately.
Yeah, that is our largest fleet, and we end up with a large amount of repairs, brake replacements, tire replacements, all different kinds of things. And we have had a certain, and I'm not going to say the brand of the vehicle, but we have had a certain brand of vehicle that we have had some engine problems with. And so when we have, and this has happened 2 or 3 times now,
Wow.
with needing to have an engine replacement. We've had those discussions with the sheriff's department. We've looked at the age of the vehicle, the number of mileage on the vehicle, and what the depreciation rate is of that vehicle to determine whether putting the funding into an engine replacement is actually worth the money. You know, are we going to get that return on investment on that vehicle? So in this particular situation, and as with the other ones, we did opt to do that. We are no longer purchasing that brand of vehicle going forward.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
You might want to bear in mind that if you have to replace an engine versus buy a vehicle, if you buy a vehicle, you've also got the changeover cost.
I just thought about, yeah, all the lights and the
Yep.
lettering and.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, never thought of that. Okay. Good point. But good news is we aren't buying those anymore. So that's all I have on 225. So the next run that we have is 3 something.
35,
Yeah,
25.
335. Questions?
Page 1, reset state line marker project. Manic Smith, this is a survey. Is this an ongoing project? Literally reestablishing the state line? Test fall.
Okay, no, we're not reestablishing the state line. This is part of the project that is handled through our Register of Deeds office for the remonumentation project. So they are constantly out there marking all the property lines. So this is just one of his invoices for the work that he did in that particular area.
Okay, that's fine. I got a few parcels I would move back to the state of Ohio if we had that flexibility, but that's all right.
We're not removing or annexing. We're not doing any of that to another state.
All right, I tried.
Taking land away from Ohio.
No, I want to give just one house, one voter to the state of Ohio. You can quote me, I don't care. The next question I have, and it's just a general question. I see all these restitution checks on page 2. I presume Well, just explain that general process, what's going on there, please.
Okay, so the courts will basically charge an individual with restitution. They have to repay to a victim. The courts then take in that money. However, it is the victim's money, so we do have
Right.
to redisperse that.
Got it. I figured that's what it was. I was just curious. First time I seen that, or at least paid attention to it. The last, page 9, the very last 3 entries. Is that all treasurer's office? Those are pretty large numbers. Says pre-granted. I seem to ask about this section each time. Just curious about that.
That is a primary residence exemption.
Ah, got it. Understood. That's all I have.
On page 2, I got a couple just for my information, nothing to look up, but acupuncture is part of circuit court of recovery or something. We use acupuncture. It's under circuit court, it's 19,245 and 19,245 twice.
We're looking up the entry, see if we can find it.
I'm not currently seeing the entry, but I believe that a lot of the courts have these specific grants to different kinds of therapies and things that are going to keep people from,
Part of their recovery.
yes, to make sure they're not repeating whatever issue they are having, which is usually substance abuse.
But could we make sure we're seeing that? I'm not seeing it on the run that we've got pulled up right here.
Are you on page 2 of 3525?
The vendor is RX Earth. It's like the,
Yeah, it's RX
Right.
Earth LLC.
Yeah, it's from the recovery, it's drug court.
So yes, this is, we have a grant to basically prevent them from relapsing.
If you look at that explanation there, it says recovery court. That's actually what we used to know as drug court. And so as part of that, in the funding that we receive, there's different types of therapy, counseling, all different types of things that we use with the participants in that court system. And so this is one of the invoices that are for this particular service.
Okay, thank you. And then page 5, this is more for the administrator and myself, because we were just at a meeting yesterday with one of our subcommittees under health, that works under health department. And I see that there were some professional bills there from legal counsel. I take it they have their own budget for legal.
They do.
And so the conversation that we had yesterday, would that come out of their budget or our budget?
Neither. That will come out of material management's budget.
Okay,
So the materials management program and the employee who runs that program is actually located in the health department, but they have their own, they are a non-general fund and have their own budget.
Okay.
So those questions that were being asked will run through the health department, but will be billed to the materials management budget.
and the materials management budget doesn't have a legal line, so it comes out of the general fund budget.
No, they have their own budget. So I don't know if they have one for legal, but they will have one for professional and contractual. So somehow it will be billed to their budget.
Okay,
If they did not budget for the use of legal, it will end up being absorbed in their bottom line budget. And so we will just, as we do all of the different funds when they're going through the year, if they need a budget adjustment, it would come from their reserve funds.
so I guess as we go back to those meetings in the future, I mean, that's their decision to make. They were questioning us yesterday.
They were looking for guidance, which is what they will often do.
Okay,
And even though it's a non-general fund, the Board of Commissioners did create the policy that any time that someone is wanting to reach out to legal counsel, it does come through the administrator's office.
Okay.
So that's another reason why you saw them looking towards us is they do reach out to me to find out if they can access corporation counsel.
So we have some control.
So that's just, there's a difference between the process that we use and then the billing portion of it.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think I had one more. Okay, under page 6, probate court, bar association dues, I take it that's for the judge?
Yes, I believe this is for Judge Sala.
Okay. I believe those are all my questions. Any other questions from anybody on the run of either one of these runs? If not, a motion to pay the vouchers would be in order.
So moved.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martis, supported by Administrator Murphy. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carried. Other business. Commissioner Martis will not be here at our next run, but we should be okay with that. If Commissioner Collins is around, he can sit in, so.
I only have one other absence that I'm aware of, and that will be in, I think, late August.
That been approved by the War Department at home.
Oh, yes, yes, eagerly.
Okay, is there any public comment? Public here, but if not, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Support.
I have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Martis, supported by Administrator Murphy. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. We are adjourned.